just snapping some last minute pictures and some video of April and the baby. The camera goes dark tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know it's due to the people that just wouldn't leave this poor man alone that owns this park. I went back and looked through every correspondence that him and his team have had on Facebook, and I don't see anywhere that he said he was going to take the camera down 5 days after the baby's birth. So I think he's trying his hardest to not hurt people's feelings, and that's very kind of him, but the rest of us normal people know that he never said that. So it's due to the people just not having the ability to shut up, and I can't blame him. It's just too much. You're trying to run a business, and as much as we all love April and have gotten used to watching her video, he does have a business to run. And, these people have been asked so many times, please don't email me. Yes, we saw she hurt herself. Yes, we saw she's looking a little distressed. Yes, we saw she's having a hard time, getting up. I mean, it's like these people are professionals. There's professional veterinarians on staff. This is why we can't have nice things. And it breaks my heart because I see so many people who are so distraught over losing the ability to watch this video. I will admit that it will be very sad not being able to watch this at a whim. There were a couple of days only that I watched it for, the entire day while I was, attempting to crochet or embroider or whatever. But, there are people that have been watching this day in and day out. I mean, this is their life. They get up in the morning, they turn this on. There were people that I saw in the comments saying that they were like not doing their laundry and they weren't cooking and, watching it at work, and, hopefully their boss didn't catch them watching this at work. And I'm like, okay, like psychology always says, something is healthy, even if it doesn't make sense to the rest of society, as long as it's not harming yourself or harming anybody around you. If it's not becoming a mental instability to where it's starting to control your life and you can't do other things unless you do that thing, then it becomes an issue. That's when you need to go to therapy. That's when there's a problem mentally. So unfortunately, I have witnessed too many comments on the videos of April that are alarming to me as far as like mental health is concerned. I saw a mother say, sorry, my allergies are really bad this morning. I saw a mother say that her husband had to finally ask her to take some time and get the laundry done. And if that meant teaching her how to set up April on the iPad so that she could take the iPad out into the laundry room, then he would do that for her reluctantly because he didn't agree that she was not spending, time doing her housework and living a life. I mean, more than anything, he wasn't trying to be misogynistic, but he was afraid for her sanity. That's a problem, guys. Like, that's a problem. And I think even part of that story, unless it's a different one that I'm getting confused, I think she told him no because then she wouldn't understand how to get it back on the TV. And she'd rather watch it like on the big TV. So I think she even like said no. Like I'm sorry guys, but that's a problem. That's a mental issue. That's when you literally become a part of my DSM, and that's not mentally healthy anymore. And it's terrifying to me that there are so many people, like if you go to the comments to their main videos on their Facebook page, some of these people are writing poems, and, as sweet as that is, it would be sweet if it was like a 12-year-old little girl or boy, but these are grown-ass adults that are writing poems about missing the baby in April when the camera goes dark tomorrow. And wow, like, look, I'll admit that it was sad when I read those words today. It's gonna suck not being able to turn this on and just see them and watch them, and they're adorable, but you can't let it rule your life. That's terrifying that people I mean, right now I'm watching this on YouTube, and when I turned it on, I think there were 65,000 people watching it. We all know it's reality that there are probably going to be people, no, not probably, but there will be people that commit suicide when that camera goes dark tomorrow. That's terrifying to me that in 65,000 people, there are going to be suicides because people will just not be able to deal with the fact that they can't watch this camera anymore. And I feel bad for this man because I'm sure he has thought about it, and I'm sure other people have brought that up to him, or they've had, casual conversation about, how are these people going to react when this camera goes down? Do you think people will kill themselves? Absolutely. I'm sure the discussion's been had. So at some point, you have to not be responsible for other people's mental illness, and he has to go on with his life. He has to be able to dedicate his time to the other animals in this park. His business is not even open yet. This park is in construction and they're preparing to open, and he just needs to focus his time on his business. This is a for-profit organization. He's always been honest about that. And, these people need to understand that this is not just some guy who owns a giraffe on a farm somewhere and this is like his main responsibility and he's being a big dick by taking the camera down. This is a man who owns a zoo. He owns a business. He's got to be able to now focus his energy and time on the rest of this business. So with that said, it's sad, but there are going to be people who will not be able to deal with the sadness of losing this ability to watch these giraffes. They're going to kill themselves. They're going to end up on medications. They're going to go through withdrawals. They're going to have all the stages of, quote unquote, losing someone, really. I mean, it's going to be like losing someone for them. So, they're going to go through anger and they're going to go through sadness. And, I'm sure he knows that just because he shuts this camera off tomorrow, the emails are not going to stop. I mean, these people are going to start emailing him at 3 a.m, whether it be that day or 2 weeks later, that they're going to kill themselves if he doesn't put the camera back on. And at that point, he is responsible for having to report those people. So, he is going to have quite a bit of responsibility laid on his head, because that is going to happen and that's reality. So I hope that he's prepared for that. I hope someone has discussed that with him. He can't just close that email and go back to work. He, as an individual and as a human being, at that point needs to report that person, and the authorities need to be able to find them. So, this has been a wonderful experience to be able to watch this giraffe progress in her pregnancy and watch all the cute moments with her and Oliver. And, I have to say, I've loved giraffes my whole life, and she is by far the cutest giraffe I think I've ever seen. She just has a very cute face. A lot of giraffes just aren't very cute, and she has a cute face, and this baby has turned out looking much like her, and her personality mixed with Oliver's inquisitive behavior. So, it's been a lot of fun to just watch all of this happen, and then to watch a live birth of a baby giraffe. I mean, it was crazy. Your heart was pounding. I cried a little bit, like, come on, you can do it, don't get hurt, and said a little prayer. I mean, we were all very much invested in this experience, but at some point, you can't let it take over your life. And that's the fear that I have right now, is that people are going to harm themselves physically when they can't watch these giraffes anymore. And that's horrible. I will be posting this on YouTube. I'm hoping that maybe if I save one life, it'll be worth it. Guys, you have to understand that life will go on. There will be other cameras from other zoos. I know that may not comfort you because you have been very much invested emotionally into this specific giraffe, but have closure in the fact that everything must come to an end, and we were lucky to see these giraffes. We were blessed to be able to see this baby born. And now there will be other cameras from other zoos that will show us new animals and new births. Um, it's gonna be okay. And I urge you strongly that if you are having suicidal thoughts or very distressing thoughts that take over your entire day to where you can't work or you can't concentrate, please seek out help. Please seek out help. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel like someone's going to make fun of you because, oh my gosh, this person's going to think I'm crazy, that I can't get my reports done at work because of some giraffes. No, psychologists are completely aware that everything and anything under the sun can affect somebody's mental state. I myself, being a psychology major, can understand exactly how it feels to be ripped away from something that you love and that you become emotionally invested in. So please understand that nobody would make fun of you, nobody would judge you, and having you here on earth is more important than a little bit of, your ego being hurt a little or whatever it is. So please seek out help. Please talk to somebody, even if it's your friends or maybe a group on Facebook that has been created for April and the baby, and people talk about the giraffes, and it's kind of like a little support group. Um, if all of that isn't helping and you've sought out support groups or little communities that talk about the giraffes, please go get help. Please seek out professional help. It's, again, not something to be ashamed of. Um, with that said, you're more than welcome to add comments to this video on YouTube if you need to ask me where you could get some help. I can direct you to some links of therapists in your area, or maybe, suicide hotline numbers, or whatever the case may be. If you don't wish to ask me that on this video, because again, you are embarrassed, please just Google the suicide hotline number and that will come up for you. You can also Google therapists in your area, and people are more than willing to help you with this. So please, 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 I can't stress enough. There are going to be times that you miss this video, and that's normal. And okay, I'm gonna miss it. I cried a little bit this morning when I read that post about the camera going dark tomorrow at 4:30. So that's all well and good, and that's fine. And I don't think everybody who sheds a tear over that needs to go seek therapy. But it's the people that are not going to be able to go to work, or they're feeling like they need to kill themselves, or it's affecting their day-to-day routine. That's when we've decided now at this point as professionals that there is a mental instability there, and that's when it's a problem. So distinguish that, understand it, listen to your feelings, talk about it with yourself, be real with yourself, be honest. And if this is something that's affecting your life greatly and you're unable to perform daily tasks, please seek out professional help. There is so much professional help online now too, by the way, guys. So you don't have to traditionally walk into somebody's office anymore and ask for a therapist. You can sit on your couch and talk to somebody who is a professional. Those things do exist now. So if it is too embarrassing for you to walk into a building and look eye in eye to somebody about this, please seek out online help as well. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack because it is YouTube and there's a lot of haters and mean people out there. Not by any means am I trying to say, guys, that these giraffes are not important. I, again, stress that I will miss watching this video. I'm very sad that it will be taken down. But it's not going to affect my day-to-day life. I'm still going to continue to do the things that I do on a Friday and throughout my life. So that's what I'm stressing right now, is that if you're having those thoughts, please get help, okay? Thank you for taking the time to watch this. Share it if you wish. And I hope that everybody has enjoyed watching the giraffes as much as I have. I know that I have become emotionally attached to April. She's beautiful. This baby is adorable. And we will hopefully talk soon. Again, feel free to reach out. Bye, guys.